Raetihi locals are worried their small central North Island settlement will turn into a ghost town if the lifeline, State Highway 4, isn't fixed quickly. The road's been shut off for most of the month since a huge slip cut off Raetihi to the south, and there are fears it could be 2 years before it's fixed. As Jonathan Mitchell and cameraman Dom Thomas report, business has dropped off fast as people bypass the area.
What's usually a busy State Highway 4 is now deserted. A huge mountain of soil, 400 metres wide, has broken away from the hillside and now sits 200 metres downhill, burying the road and farmland 50 metres below. Raetihi is feeling just as buried. It relies on traffic through the State Highway for business. Right now, the only way around the slip is a 1-hour detour road through twisting bends via Oakuni, which bypasses Raetihi altogether. Kids were back at the local school today for the first day of Term 4, some crossing farmland in a 4-wheel drive to get there, and teachers having to leave early to take the long way around. Principal Helena Burns says that's just a short-term option.
It's having a huge effect on our local businesses. It's having a huge effect on emergency services. I've had a friend that's had to go down to Wanganui. She's had to drive 2 hours to get to the hospital. So it's, when you're thinking about lifelines and things like that, it's a long way to go.
National road carriers say it will be years, not months, to fix. But Helena Burns says they just can't wait that long.
Please fix the road fast, because it is going to cost our community and we don't want to turn into a ghost town.
Is there that threat that you think? Or?
I definitely think there's that threat that we will turn into a ghost town if they don't fix that road in quickly.
Around the corner, Ben and Rebecca run the local holiday park and river canoe attraction. Rebecca says traffic has died right off and business is quiet.
Means we have to work really hard and figure out new techniques for advertising. We've been sort of in a growing phase for the last 10 years. Every year we buy more canoes. Every year, we've just built a new ablution building, building more cabins, and we've purchased more land across the road, hoping for growth, and now we kind of have to replan how we will keep growing.
Ben says they're unsure how quickly things will turn around for the critical summer period.
Puts a lot of people off even inquiring for it, knowing, because it's all over the news, the Raetihi highway to Wanganui is closed, so why don't we just go with a different company somewhere else?
But your message is you're open for business.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah.
Please come to us.
Yep. Yep.
Rebecca says the intercity bus is taking a detour now, and that's a pain.
We would usually expect a lot of people driving past and then they're just a bit tired, so we tell them all the different things they can do in the area, and then they decide to stay a bit longer and do more activities with us, so we won't have that happening anymore.
Down the road at the popular Angel Louise Cafe, owner Lynn is taking orders for lunch. She says the school holiday rush didn't eventuate, and that's hurting.
They've got to do something about it. They have indicated that, yes, it's a major thoroughfare, and if the snow comes down and shuts this desert road, this is the main way through. So it's not an option to not reopen it.
She's heard it could be a couple of years before the road is fixed.
I would like to think that we can trade through. I hope we can trade through. I employ 7 people, and a lot of people rely on my little business, so it's got to be fixed.
At Raetihi's only service station, owner Raymond is gearing up for less traffic for the foreseeable future.
Our planning at the moment is we'll just work with the council to see if they can, and I guess put some better signs up the road to encourage people to take a 5-minute trip to Raetihi and then turn left to go to Oakuni rather than turning at Tahonga Junction. We've also been in contact with Z, who supply the fuel, and they're working with us on pricing so that we can help some relief for the community.
The Transport Agency's Lance Kennedy says slips are common in the area, but this particular one is complex and is still moving. He's telling locals the top priority is to reinstate the road, but it won't happen quickly and they need to get used to the alternative.
This particular site has not been previously mapped as an area of concern. and it doesn't actually show on the National Landslide Database from GNS.
Okay, so this caught you by surprise, did it?
Yeah, so there's no way of predicting that the slip was going to occur.
The Transport Agency will be holding a public meeting on Thursday. Residents will be able to grill the agency about when this road will reopen. At the State Highway 4 cordon, this is Jonathan Mitchell.